Chemical pesticides have long been condemned for the harm they cause to our environment. And now one Israeli company has dedicated itself to tackling the issue. The Stockton group has developed its very own line of biopesticides to ensure a greener, cleaner, and healthier agricultural industry. Joining us today in the studio is the company's CEO, Elitzur, to tell us all about it. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So to begin, what are biopesticides? What is the difference, between what exists today?
So we all know what is pesticides, right? And pesticides based on chemicals. So what Stockton has been doing the last more than a decade is developing pesticides based on biological sources. So we're focusing on plant extract, which means we're going into the plant with different tools and we extract the molecules in order to defend the plants, and we create out of that pesticides product. And we integrate it into the spraying programs on a global level.
Interesting. Okay, so there are a lot of companies right now, from what I understand, that are developing biopesticides.
Correct.
What's special about your company's biopesticides?
So that's a good question. Most of the company on the global level are focusing on microbials source, meaning viruses, bacteria. What Stockton has been doing the last decade is developing and commercialization biopesticides based on plant extract. Again, within the plant, there are hundreds or thousands of molecules designed to protect the plant. So we are going into the plant basically with genomic tools, and we extract specific molecules and we create out of them pesticides to protect different crops and different diseases.
So in a sense, it's natural, this pesticide that you're using on the plant.
Completely natural.
Right, so it's something
biological.
that the plant would create for itself, but just multiplied by 1,000,000, essentially.
Exactly. So it natural was designed in order to protect the plant. What we're doing is we're taking that naturally designed in a very sophisticated way and create out of that pesticides to protect other plants.
Interesting. Now, where is this product being used around the world? I understand that you're working in some very interesting countries, not just here in Israel.
Right. So we're operating more than 30 countries globally. We're operating in the biggest agriculture market like the US, Brazil, Mexico, and we're integrated our product more and more into conventional spraying program, meaning to the crops that are raised and grown in order to feed the mouth of the population globally. And we are gradually replacing pesticides chemical and reducing chemical loads within the lands and within the spraying program.
What is the impact, that chemical pesticides right now have on the environment?
So it goes all the way from spraying chemical over the land and the fact there is a load of chemicals in the land. It goes to the farmers that are spraying and affected by the chemicals. And of course it reaches to any of us that are eating crops that were sprayed by chemical, and there is a certain level of residue that left over the crops that are not healthy, are very toxic. And by bringing more biological product into this system, we're going to create a healthy world for the entire ecosystem and the stakeholders that dealing with the agriculture arena.
Right, because what I understand is when you're spraying massive fields with chemical pesticides, it's not only landing on the plants themselves, it's landing on the general terrain, which can be obviously very bad for
most
the
of
earth.
it are land on the land, right?
Right, the majority of it.
Right.
So, and you said that you guys are focusing on specific crops that I guess are more consumed in maybe developing countries.
We're focusing more, I would say the following. We're focusing on fruit and vegetable because there is a higher sensitivity to the food that we are directly eating or consumed, right? And we are focusing more on countries that are either first world country or are exported to first world. So we are working in the US, Canada, and Mexico, which is a big tomato export to the US, and Chile, grapes for Europe and for US as well. That's, I would say, the main or the natural place that we're focusing right now.
But I can imagine you guys can grow from here and then start focusing on places where they really need to, enhance their agricultural industry, and they can do so in a more natural way, correct?
Right. So that's the following steps.
Right.
Absolutely.
The future.
So the future, exactly. So let me just give you an example, maybe to illustrate the vision that we see. In Mexico, we are working with a leader of this industry, and we are basically replacing between 25 to 35% of the chemical that were sprayed before with biological. So just imagine yourself that we're able in the next 5-10 years to replace third of the chemical that are sprayed in different crops with biological. That will become a fantastic world, much healthier, from the farmers all the way to every one of us that eating fruit and vegetables.
I can only imagine. Now, how did you guys come up with the idea to create the product that you've created?
I think this was envisioned by one very special person by the name of Peter Tirosh, which is the founder of Stockton. Peter was dealing with farmers for many years and basically understood their needs and their difficulties and challenges and envisioned the future of the agriculture and the future needs, where you see the land that become more and more urban and less agriculture. You see the needs of a higher level of population wants to eat better food, and that need to be mitigated by technology and by a biological solution, and that's what Peter started more than a decade ago. I think it was a great visionary man to see the future.
Absolutely. I mean, well, the hope here is that it improves the earth, right? And we're
Right.
able to eat healthier products. Now, I understand that you guys are also working in aquaculture, which is basically agriculture in the ocean.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so aquaculture has, we're dealing with shrimps, fishes, all kind of seafood, and basically there are the same diseases or same pests like viruses and bacteria over there. And it made a lot of sense to us to navigate part of our resources on plant extract to the needs and the difficulties in aquaculture. And we have succeeded to identify the same problems that we can solve with the same, I would say, know-how and knowledge that we accumulated with biological. And for that as well, we were eating fish. It will be, I would say, much easier, much healthier to eat fish when there is no residue issue on the fish, less chemical pesticides are used over there. So that's another activity that we do in the last couple of years.
Wow, it sounds amazing what you guys have created here.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, and I'm excited to see what the future of the agriculture industry is with the product that you guys have created.
I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.